guys, this video is going to be focusing on a couple of things that I want to clarify with astrology as far as the readings that I offer, but it's also going to help you, if you're new to astrology, try to understand, the different things that are available in astrology. So let's start off. Most people are aware of collectives. If you're really, really new to the scene, you probably see people, using cards and doing collectives by zodiac sign or by element. Fire signs, this is just for all fire signs, all water signs, or sometimes this is for just Aries, this is for just Taurus, okay? Let me explain that. As a tarot master and an astrologer, I can distinguish. First of all, astrology is astrology. That's it. And cards are cards. Cardomancy is cardomancy. And they're not the same things. Can an astrologer use a tarot deck? Yes. Can a tarot reader reference astrological things? Yes. But it's not the same thing, and it never will be. So you can get a message for the collective using different tools like runes or oghams, crystals, etc., charms even. You can get a general energy collective reading for a group. Absolutely. That's always been done. But don't confuse that with astrology. Now let's turn your attention to astrology itself. Actually, you know what? Let me go back and make a point that I want to make. Astrology and cards have some kind of link in some way. There is some astrology in tarot. And there could be some tarot in astrology, if you will. There are different ways to merge them, blend them. They will never substitute each other. They will never be the same thing. And you will never get the same type of information and reading, by blending them apart. Tarot, I like to say, is the tea. It's all about the tea. It's all about the tea of the moment. It can open up really wide a situation and get into juicy details and really fill someone in on the current life, the current, place where they're at that time. The cards. But when it comes to astrology, that is destiny. That's like lifelong things, lifelong milestones. That's when you ask the questions, what am I meant to do? What are my biggest talents? Have people come to me for questioning their career, or maybe they're at the front door of the university and they don't know what to say, and they're like, oh my God, please help me. I'm not sure, what to study. Yes, absolutely. I can give them clarity with tarot, with any of the tools that I use, any divination tool, it can be used for that, even the crystal ball. Everything, can be used. Anything can be used spiritually, as a divination tool to give clarity. But is it the depth of astrology? Absolutely not. So here's the difference. Let's say that a client, which many clients have come to me right when they're at the brink of making a decision or a change. Absolutely, tarot can shed a lot of light on that. But it has to be in the moment. It has to be in the phase they're in or about to enter. They're not going to ask me, 20 years down the line. I'm not going to have a reading give a 27-year-old client a reading because she wants to find out what her 50s are going to be like. That would be astrology. That would be palmistry. It's not going to be something like tarot. Now, if a person is on that borderline where they want to cross that line and they want to jump into a field or a career, then I could understand that, they have questions about, what is going to happen now, or like maybe 6 months from now, am I going to be chosen for the promotion, or, am I headed in the right path for the next year? That is definitely tarot, and that's okay, and runes and everything else. But with astrology, it's where you look further down the line. So first of all, I wanted to explain that. The second thing I want to address is that tarot and astrology have a beautiful medley that they can link at some point, because it gets into numerology, it gets into symbolism, and there's different tarot systems as well, which if you're interested, you know, I teach cartomancy through Patreon. But anyway, there are different styles. This video is not going to shed light on the styles of, you know, tarot readings with astrology. I'll do that later at another video, because this one is, you know, totally on a different topic. So that being said, let's jump into some other topics that are related, and that is about the different, you know, readings that I offer and stuff in my shop. And then even if you're not getting a reading from me, this is important for those newbies in astrology to kind of distinguish what branches are and stuff. So there are many different branches of astrology. And then if you really want to get like totally technical, you know, branches and styles and you know, it can break even more, and sometimes they're not the same category, but this isn't that kind of video. Let's get started. So the first most popular thing is natal astrology. That's what people think of. Actually, if you're, like I said before, if you're really new to the scene and you want to like back up even more, start at the super first step. You will look at it like collectives. Okay, so you learn that the cards, the zodiacs, you know, you want to do a collective like with, you know, tarot cards or whatever. That's one thing. Now let's say the astrology collectives. So you see that you're looking up, you know, how is this new astrological placements in the sky, you know, how's it going to affect me? I'm a Virgo, you know, tell me what it's going to be. Or, you know, I'm a Taurus, you know, I want to know what the, you know, what the forecast is. Those are collectives, and those are beautiful. And that's a very big part of something called pop astrology. So pop astrology is what you see in magazines, newspapers, blogs. You know, they're cool and they're full of cool information, but it's kind of like a fortune cookie, but more than that. You know, astrology gives you way more than that. But it's kind of like the same thing of, oh, you know, what's in my cookie? What am I going to get? What's in store for me? I want to know. And it's fun and, you know, exciting. Is it personal? No. You can actually have your horoscope personalized. Not everybody knows that. If you're going, duh, I know. Okay, not everybody does. Some people are new to the scene. And you can go to the bookstore and you can grab a book that says Leo 2025, you know, Aquarius 2025, and you buy it and you're like, oh, okay, this is what this astrologer or this group of astrologers that wrote this book, this is what, you know, they're saying, this is the forecast for me for the year. Or you pick, you know, the publisher that you like, or the author that you like, whatever. Or maybe you turn yourself, your attention toward blogs and things like that. Or you can get a personal horoscope for you only based on your chart. That's very different than the collective. So a lot of people go by the collective, and you should go by the personal. You should go by both, because collectives are super fun and you have a lot of information, but it's very superficial and it doesn't go all the way down to the precision. So I offer a monthly horoscope and I offer a yearly horoscope. They can be kind of like condensed, and I give you like a 20-minute reading. Can you extend an astrology yearly horoscope to be an 800-page book and take 1 month to put together? Yes, you can. Do most astrologers sell that? No, that would be like really crazy. That would be like somebody hiring me full-time just to be their astrologer, which, you know, is possible, you know, but that's like a lot. I want to know every day what to expect. Holy moly, that's a lot for a year. Imagine that. So what happens is, you know, astrologers tend to sell things in digestible pieces of information. People can't wrap their heads around all that. I used to do these monster year readings, not this New Year's of this year, but like in other years. I used to do like really big year readings, and it was a lot. And that was using cards and I think tea leaves and other things that I would do. But with astrology, yes, it can be stretched out so much that you can even have a morning, afternoon, and evening horoscope every day for a whole year. That's how precise. You can honestly even break it down to the minute. You can do 5-minute intervals in a 24-hour period. That's how crazy that would be. That's a lot and exhausting. and insanely expensive. So that's why, you know, us astrologers, we have to deliver things in digestible pieces of information, like, you know, give me just the milestones, or give me like the highlights. You know, I like to use that word, highlights. So I highlight the month for you, and I highlight the year for you. You can get deeper and deeper. I sell my most expensive reading that I have is called Written in the Stars. And that's about $700 or $800. And that, you know, again, is a monster size, and comes with an ebook. But, yeah, no, but on the more common side of things, you know, it would be the ones that are digestible pieces of information on the stream, where people can get highlights for the year and highlights for the month. So that being said, there are many branches of astrology, and when you have a favorite astrologer, you have to, you know, whoever they are, you have to pick what branches of astrology do they specialize in. So there is, you know, the most popular is horoscope astrology, natal astrology, where horoscopes are not your natal chart. Natal chart analysis is very different than, I was going to say horary astrology, because that's the thing I was going to say, than horary astrology. So there's natal, which looks at your natal chart. It's everything to look at the big things in your life, where you're headed, your personality. Oh my gosh, there's so much depth to natal astrology. There are astrologers that only practice natal astrology. Then there is subdivisions of that. Like one of the branches that I practice is lunar astrology. It's only looking at the moon, what the moon is saying the day you're born, what it's saying progressively, what it's saying to you now, the horoscope that it gives you. Moon, lots of moon. So I love lunar astrology. And then, you know, one of the cool things that, you know, you can explore in lunar astrology is not just the meanings of the phases, and so many cool things. But like, for example, in Vedic astrology, there's, you know, the 27 mansions of the moon. And it's so in depth. I could go on and on forever about the moon. So another one is solar astrology. So that's focusing on the sun, only the sun, and what the sun is saying to you, from the day you're born, 2 months before you're born, past life stuff, future, you know, all that. All right. So, you know, and then there's, you know, asteroids. It's one of the sections that are specialized in. So it's a subspecialty. It's not really a branch. So asteroids is another one that I focus on a lot. Fixed stars is another one. Not every astrologer works with a lot of asteroids and fixed stars. That's extra. That's a subdivision. One of the branches of astrology that I practice, besides, you know, lunar and, natal and horoscope, is what they call horary. I mentioned it before. That's where you use astrology like an oracle system or like a tarot reading. I did a video on that on my feed. I'm not going to get too in depth with that, but it's a lot of people don't know what it is. Like, what? Oracle what? Like, you mean with cards? No. Oh wait, you don't need my birthday information? No, I don't need that. It's based on the question. It's really, really cool, and it's a way to locate things and find out, you know, is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? You know, stuff like that. So it's really cool, and I offer one for about $25 range, and you know, it takes 20 minutes, and it's beautiful. It gives you answers a question, and it comes with a reading. So another one is, you know, another subdivision would be when people focus on more electional things, which I don't do, you know. And then there's styles, you know, like schools of thought, philosophies like Hellenistic and Draconic, and, you know, which I'm not going to get into any of that, not to confuse you. But if you're interested in readings from me, you can just go to my shop and click on astrology readings. So if you want the oracle reading, it'll say astrology oracle reading. If you want the ones that are, you know, the forecast, you'll see monthly and you'll see yearly. Lunar and solar, I used to sell as separate, but a lot of people didn't know what it was. They're like, oh, my solar chart, solar return, what is that? A solar chart is different than a solar return chart. They're very different things. There's lots of different readings that you can do specializing on the sun only, and very different, astrology readings that you can do on the moon as well. A moon chart is very different than a moon horoscope, and it's very different than a lunar return. Which, some of the things are interrelated, but if they are different things, talking about totally different parts of your life. So that being said, I just wanted to shed some light on that. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I want to leave you with this concept here. How well do you know your moon? This is a separate topic. I'm just ending the video with this kind of thing. How well do you know your natal moon? How well do you know your progressed moon? How much do you know about it? What have you read about it? What have you researched? I'm curious in knowing. Maybe I can answer some questions if you leave them below. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I will be posting another video probably sometime today. I want to squeeze one more video today before the day's out and put it on my channel. All right, guys, thank you. Bye.